How's it going, everybody? Roman Ronin. Today I'll be showing you an old Shogun 2 battle of mine. In this battle, I'll be demonstrating the effectiveness of an ambush and the disadvantages that you are giving yourself when you decide to take up a location and camp. Keep in mind, I do not plan to do a whole lot of Shogun 2 battles in the future. This is just a special treat for you all because I found myself really engaged in this game, and I really enjoy the leveling system of your veteran units, of your avatar, and the avatar conquest, and even the clan conquest. Not really a fan of Fall of the Samurai, big vanilla fan here. I will be doing some Rome 2 battles starting tomorrow. I am participating in the Scan Intel Christmas Invitational meet, and I'll be showing you some of my most powerful builds which have been winning me multiple battles left and right on Rome 2. And so far, in terms of quick battles, I have not lost for at least, I don't really keep count, but around 20 battles. And that's pretty good for me, and if that's only counting quick battles, not my multiplayer battles. But anyways, on to the battle at hand. As you can see here, I have 3 bow cav, 3 light cav, a great guard unit, somewhere, here he is, 3 Naginata, monk warrior, and in the woods hidden, and initially keep in mind I plan to use this skirmish force just to harass and keep these guys kind of, out of the way, as I was planning to push up through these woods and hit him from this flank. But as the battle started, my opponent let me know, which I think also was a bad decision, that he would be taking residence in this location and had no intentions of chasing me whatsoever. So with that, I decided to take over here a farmhouse, which would boost my speed and stamina, and an archery dojo. He did take the morale shrine, but I wasn't worried, as my general is a leader and a melee gen. So, I thought, what the heck, I can always, use a rally or a stand and fight. It's no big deal. Now, for those of you who just want to see the ambush, I'll be putting an annotation right here. Feel free to click that, and it'll take you right to the action. For those of you who want to see the build-up and are interested in the thoughts and the skirmishes that, came before the ambush itself, feel free to watch. Hopefully I can teach you something on how to become a better player and how to think in this manner. So as I'm establishing map control, I start to redirect my troops, and my initial goal is to take them all the way around here through these woods and hit him on this flank right here, which he does have men facing, but this is just a Yari Ashigaru unit, whereas all his matchlocks, all his bows are faced frontally towards my weaker army here. And we'll speed it up a bit. Don't want to sit here and watch men walk around. That's not really a fun thing to do. Give you a quick look at the generals, if I can find them. It's always fun trying to find units. And there he is. You can tell by the little balloons on their back. And these balloons, just in case you didn't know, are actually to catch arrows, surprisingly. So here's the general, Yoshimitsu. Seems to be a melee leadership gen. A little bit stronger than my general in melee stats. Very simple. Kind of has some Power Ranger attire. And let's look at my general, Shoji Kina. And that is a Japanese word for honesty. And Yoshimitsu, he got that off of Soul Calibur. Pretty cool little fighter. I know him for his sword jump attack. My general, though, I try to make him very decorative. He's completely red. I like to have a red theme with some of my units, as my name is Roman Ronin. He has this little thingy. I don't know what that's called. Anyone, feel free to tell me, let me know. So as the initial strategy here, my initial plan of action was to, of course, skirmish, and a lot of that skirmish was pretty weak and half-hearted, as I was really meticulously trying to drive these men through the trees and keep them hidden. And the biggest issue with that is, you have to walk them to each location. So if I wanted to go from here, this spot, to this location over here, I'd have to click from here to here, wait till they get to that location, and then do the same. You cannot click and drag, as that would not be wise. Now, just thinking of it though, from old Total Wars, you can shift click, so I could issue a click here, here, and then over there, which at the time I didn't think of that and I forgot. So, do keep those tools in mind, as it'll allow you to do a much better skirmish on the main front line. So as you saw, my opponent moved up 2 skirmish units into the wood tier. It was an Onabushi and a Samurai Hero, which have superior range and accuracy to my bow cav. But seeing this army, I figured my opponent would know, it'd be a dead giveaway, given the small cost of my troops, that I had men hidden and that I had intentioned to ambush him. But of course he thought this was my main group, and he was more than likely willing to do combat with these guys. Now with this flank, again, I'm trying to pull all of his attention away from this location. Just, if you're doing an ambush, it does seem obvious at first, maybe. Ease into it. Ease into pulling your opponent to one side. Make it seem like you're kind of pushed that way, more so than forcing. A forced movement can give away positionings, give away ideas and your intentions. Whereas if you make a movement natural, as if your army is inclined to move that way due to his positioning, due to me thinking that this is his weak side, therefore that's why I'm moving my troops there, and not to divert his attention, then it seems completely natural for him to think everything is okay. This is a psychological game, more so than anything else. You have to take in factors that you're fighting a human opponent who gets frustrated, who has his own morale, who doesn't have all day. There's no timer in Shogun 2 battles, and I can take my time with this guy, And if you see someone doing this to you, don't sweat it. Always play the game when you have plenty of time, don't have anywhere to go, and with a calm state of mind. So again, natural movements to his left flank, and some skirmishing's going on, and I'm trying to pick it up a bit. I don't want to, stand around, because he's bound to, slowly look around and think, what is this guy doing? All the while, I did move up my Great Guard, and I'm planning to keep them hidden and actually use them for the main battle ahead. And we'll look here at my troops and see how life is for them. This multicolored rainbow of green, purple, and red. It's almost a wonder as to how they've not been spotted in the woods. You'd figure that they'd get seen. Now, the main killing force with these guys is my Nodachi. As you can see, these guys right here have 22 melee attack, and their counterpart, which is only a 4 experienced Nodachi, has 18. But once you bonsai, these Nodachis will hit at least close to 30. And I do recommend using bonsai only when your men are wavering. It's not worth it to use it in any other circumstance, because it has saved me multiple times, just waiting to bonsai. Speeding up the battle a bit. My opponent, again, he's a very spear-heavy kind of guy. He's got some powerful matchlocks here. The Portuguese Turcos, Bow Samurai, Daikyu Samurai, and I saw some monk matchlocks. Kind of a tongue twister. Munch matchlocks? Munch? There's no munch in monk. But his army would definitely destroy mine in a straight-up melee assault. He's got me beat in terms of range. He has me beat in terms of firepower. He has me beat in terms of, sheer numbers. Everything about him is superior to me. That is why I knew straight away that this ambush was crucial. So as you can see here, I did manage to get off some nice shots. Took out 2 Onabushi. And keep in mind, 2 kills of these guys is pretty devastating. And look right there, that was nice hit, solid hit. 12. So I took them from 16 to 12. And a 12-man unit is just not that powerful. And from my understanding, the way the Shogun 2 units work is that a single unit has its own HP. So your initial volleys might not do a whole lot of damage, but in due time, after a couple hits, it'll just start destroying men. So now I've decided to launch my assault, and he still has yet to notice my army encroaching from his rear. And with that, I'm starting to really pick up my skirmish that's going on in this area. Just so, if you kind of put yourself in his place, he's probably at an angle such as this, playing with his men, bringing his guys back, moving around in this manner, not seeing these guys. And that's why this map is so crucial, and I always enlarge my map to where it covers most of my right side of the screen. So my matchlocks are here lined up. I do not like the positioning. Initially it works, but in the long run you'll see that it's not as effective as it could have been. And plus I kind of threw away this Yari Ashigaru unit. I expected them to hold longer as they're fighting Yari Ashigaru as well. But these guys seem to be just a lot more powerful than them. Mainly because of the morale. We have 7 morale Yari Ash versus 10. Now I've placed these guys here in a spear wall in hopes of holding back his Naginata samurai. And I'm moving my Nodachi as they will be my flanking and my killing force, and that's really a lot of reliance on these units here. All the while I am pulling my general, where are you at? There he is, in hopes of getting him back here to place him in stand and fight. And as you can see, there's just chaos everywhere, complete surround, and that's really demoralizing for the men in here. My vocab now have just gotten in, and they're just tearing units up. I mean, these aren't fully armored Yari samurai, but they're getting pounded. And just from all angles I'm hitting him. Nodachi over here, I got these guys over here, the long Yari Ashigaru, to secure this flank. My generals made it just in time too to help save these guys right here from routing, and everything's working out perfectly. Again though, you have these units of matchlocks, and they have 6, 3, and 13, and they're in an okay spot, but these two could be doing so much more damage. So I've largely handicapped myself just by placing them in a bad position, but I was a bit nervous of putting them closer to the front lines. Then again, just having them in the front lines, setting them on guard mode, and having some kind of fire coming in, even if they're going to get hit by a melee, is much better than having a unit that's worthless and has only got 3 kills. So I feel this is a big flaw in my attack. And here I brought in my Great Guard and threw them in. I was not expecting to beat these guys here, as they're Naginata spear units, and their bonus versus cav is 15. And while they are going to lose a charge, they will begin to win quite quickly. With that though, I've managed to slam in some light cav, and they're just taking out these Turcos, tearing up these bowmen, and everything is just complete and utter chaos in his entire army. And over here you see my Nodachis seem to be almost left unattended. And now, yes, now they're engaged with his Daikyu samurai. And I will give my opponent some good props there, keeping the Daikyus on these guys while he engages and shoots them with his monk matchlocks. Over on this flank though, my center is crumbling. I have moved my matchlock Ashigaru here into a slightly better position. Still somewhat poor, as these guys are completely useless on this area. And again, that's why I'm not a huge Fall of the Samurai fan. All the while my general sits here, peacefully. And on this side you can see more of my men just rushing in to face off against these European Portuguese Turcos, who are running for their lives.
My lord, a glorious victory.
And we'll kind of get a close-up here. Some of the beautiful combat. Ah, that guy just got destroyed. I don't know if y'all caught that one. Lots of glorious, honorable deaths here. Good game to my opponent. It was a very interesting battle. Quite frankly, I feel I was on the verge of defeat at some points. But the ambush, the sheer surround, all the flanking maneuvers it gave me is why I won. And I hope you all could see and learn from this demonstration that putting yourself in a camping position and not sizing up the funds of your opponent's army, is this a 14k match? Does his army appear to add up to 14k? No, it doesn't. Okay, where is he staging an ambush? Could I possibly be hit or ambushed from this location or this one? And you really need to think about that. So maybe if you do decide to camp, take some lesser tier units and continue to scout. Keep your micro up, keep your men moving, and just keep an eye on the battlefield. Me personally, I never recommend camping. I never recommend giving up your battlefield, your map control, your superiority on the battlefield, because the moment you stop pushing and you allow your opponent to push back with nothing to stop him is the moment that you lose. Thank you all for watching, and take it easy. Peace.